Don't make sex a routine. 12 ways to keep things interesting. We all hear that keeping the spark alive in a relationship is important. I've never liked it much, but there is some truth to it. If you and your partner do the same thing over and over again in the bedroom, it can stop being fun and start to feel like work. Whether you live with your partner all the time in a small apartment or you're apart, it's not easy to keep your sex life going strong after all this time. Still, couples are doing it, and we're paying attention. No matter what your situation is, you can have a good sex life right now. 1. Spending time apart. Try to spend as much time apart as you can. If you live with someone, you might be able to spend some time in different rooms or parts of the same room. Maybe it's going to the grocery store or taking a walk alone. Getting away from each other for a while can make being together more fun. Being together all the time can turn life into a routine, and you might get a little, or a lot, sick of each other. Split up when you can, and when you do get back together, you'll be even more interested. Besides spending time alone, going outside together is a good way to come up with new ideas. We could all use a little more fresh air, whether it's by taking walks, riding bikes, walking instead of driving, working out outside, or even just sitting on a patio. 2. Make time for relaxation about being close. It can be hard to keep work and home life separate, especially if you work from home full time. This is why it's so important to take time off and do things you enjoy. But what if you do them both at the same time? Taking time away from work to just be with each other is important for a healthy sex life, and it's even better if you use that time to get to know each other better. This makes you closer and more comfortable with each other outside of the bedroom, making it easier and more likely for you to do the same thing with your clothes off, or on to who's say. Maybe it's watching a new episode of a show every night before bed, more on that later, and talking about it afterward, or eating a meal together when you're not also watching TV. Couples whose sex lives are going well know that sex is more than just the act of sex, it's also about being close and getting to know each other. 3. Playing games. One of the oldest tricks in the book is to make sex into a game, but it still works. There are a few ways this could happen. There are also classic sex games, like dice, strip poker, board games, and so on. But there are other ways to turn your sex life into a competition. For example, you could have sex every day for a week, try as many new places or positions as you can, or try a new kind of foreplay. If your sex life starts to feel like a chore, this turns it into something fun to do. 4. Watching shows and movies with lots of steam. Watching video erotica, porn, as you may know, is a common way to do this, but you can also do it by watching shows and movies with lots of steamy scenes. Great connections, and unbeatable effects, quaff the violin in Wildest Dreams in Bridgerton. 5. Having sex in the daytime. Sex doesn't have to happen only at night, and if you WFH, this is especially true. Having a quickie at work, or not, since we do get an hour for lunch, or on a random Saturday afternoon early in the day makes sex feel new and exciting. Just by getting it on outside of your usual hours, you can fool your mind into thinking you're somewhere new. 6. Be clear about what you want. Your partner can't know what you want in the bedroom unless you tell them. If you want your sex life to be full of fantasies and new, exciting things all the time, it's not surprising that you'll feel unfulfilled if your sex life feels boring and normal. Talking to your partner honestly about what each of you wants from your sexual life gives you both something to work with. Also, let's not forget how hot it is to talk about the things you like. 7. Change the way you think about sex. Sex isn't just about penetrating or even kissing. Depending on how you and your partner define sex, foreplay, touching, mutual masturbation, massages, and even texting can all be thought of as sex. When you think about this differently, it opens up a whole new world of possibilities. You don't have to sing and dance after a long day. Instead, you can do whatever kind of sex feels most exciting and comfortable to you at that moment. 8. Try on clothes. When you don't feel like having sex, putting on your sexiest underwear is a surefire way to have a good night. Not only will your partner enjoy it, but it will also make you feel so much more confident and set the mood. But you can go one step further by acting out a role. You and your partner can play as a nurse, teacher, doctor, or even a stranger. It's time to come up with a name for your alter ego. 9. Schedule sex. Couples whose sex lives are going well know that sometimes life gets in the way, or a lot. Sometimes, making a plan is the best way to make sure you have some alone time together. Put it on your calendar, put it on your list of things to do in the kitchen, and talk about it over breakfast. First, you'll be excited that you're going to have some time together. But this is also a great way to try out new things. Putting sex on your calendar gives you time to get ready for role-playing or a new location, like kicking your roommates out for an hour so you can do it in the kitchen. 10. Take turns to start. When one partner always makes the first move, sex can become very routine. Make it a point to take turns instead. One night, you wear some cute underwear into the bedroom. The next day, your partner might send you a sex to start things off. If you notice that someone is always taking the lead, talk to them about it and figure out how you can both pay for something. It's nice when your partner wants you and shows interest in you, so make sure you do the same for each other. 11. Know that your sexual life may go up and down. It's not realistic to think that you and your partner will have sex every day forever. Things happen and life gets busy. But don't think that just because you don't hear anything for a while that you've lost all connection and have to start over. Know that your sexual life will come back, and it will probably be stronger than before. 12. Build up excitement, even if sex isn't going to happen. Even if it doesn't lead to sex, do things that your partner will love. Whatever you know they like, touch their leg, kiss their neck, or bite their lip. It could happen at breakfast or as you walk down the hall. Even if it doesn't lead to sex, it makes you look forward to it and get excited about it. Just going about your daily life makes you feel wanted and hot, which makes you want your partner even more.